Welcome to Sheqsys video number 3. In this video I'm going to go over the incident module briefly. To access the incident module and only look at incidents, you simply click on the incident module button. This will bring up all the incidents, and again it's working on the same tab system, so if you want to look at all incidents, not the ones you're originated or responsible for, you click on all incidents. If you click on all incidents, the system will actually bring up a little quick filter system where you can just click on one of these buttons, and now, for example, this will just show me just incidents and it will ignore near misses and potential incidents. If I click on near misses, it goes blank because I've got no near misses, but I have got incidents. If I just want to see just the quality incidents, I can just click on the Q and it will show me just the quality incidents. From this screen, it's possible to open any of these incidents by simply clicking on the line, and the system will open up the incident with all the associated details. Across the top is a status bar showing you whether it's pending, rejected, under investigation, as this one is, awaiting approval, awaiting closure, or closed. How the system works is an originator will raise an incident by simply adding the incident by clicking the Add Entry button. I'm going to walk you through that quickly now. You click on Add Entry, we're going to choose an incident. When I click on the Add Incident, it then shows me the robot system and asks me, is this an actual incident? Has this event occurred? With a little picture showing a guy he can hit on the head. Is it a near miss where the guy nearly avoided an accident? Or is it potential non-conformance or incident? Meaning you could be doing an audit or a management walkabout and see an event that could happen. Theoretically, you would then load that as a potential incident. We're now going to load an incident. Next screen asks me, is it safety, health, environmental, or quality? Now I can choose safety. If I choose safety, then asks me, was an injury involved? Because if there's an injury involved, the screen will actually want the details of the injury. I'm going to click on injury to show you an example. System opens up and automatically defaults a lot of the values for you. The affected by to be investigated by defaults to your area, but you can change it to whatever you want, and this determines who the recipient, who's going to be the initial nominated person of the incident is going to be. You fill out the date of the incident. This date of the incident, you can change it to whatever you want, but you must remember that the system will record who's actually entered this incident and the actual entered date and time, irrespective to what you put here. The target date will default to 7 days from today's date. This is a setting which can be changed, and you can also change the date here on the fly to whatever date you require. The system allows you to change the originator's name in case that the originator of the incident is not an employee of the company and does not exist on the pull down list. You can just overtype this with whatever name you wish. Remembering that the system will still record that you are the person that entered it. You enter an incident title, you enter a description of the incident. This is a freehand box, and you can actually type as much as you want, and the system will scroll the more you type. On all incident screens there is a little tick box that says, is this a potentially serious safety incident? This is used for connecting statistics, because even the quality incident could have a potentially serious safety ramification, and this is just used to count up how many potential serious safety incidents we have in a particular period. The next question asks you, did this incident occur outside? Now for this example it's on Barney Demo, but this will be your company name. And if you say yes, the system then prompts you for whether it happened at a customer or at a supplier. Changing this selection here will automatically change the drop down list. If the company you require is not on this list, you can add a new company on the fly by simply clicking this link. The next frame asks you for the injured person's details. Again, you have a list here for all users of the system, but if it is not, person is not on the list, you can type in their name here. You can type in their identification number, their personnel reference number, their occupation. Also you can choose, is this outside the control of the company name? Some events are outside your control, so you would obviously say yes there. If it's within your control, you would choose no. Was a vehicle involved? If a vehicle was involved, what you see, you click yes. The system will then open up a new frame showing you all the vehicle details, which you can now fill in, and you can choose conditions of the time of the accident, the road, this was slippery, moderate traffic, etc, etc, etc. You then go to the next frame, which is requesting you for injury details. You can hover the mouse over, and this mouse will actually identify hotspots on the mannequins, and you can just click on one of those. It will choose that area, and on that area you then choose an effect. I'm going to say there was laceration, he had a cut hand, and we'll say he damaged his right knee. You choose the effect. We had bruises. The system allows you to do external, front, and external back, and there's also internal injuries. You can just hover over and choose the location, and you choose the effect. The system allows you to put in on entry the expected period of disablement. You can choose from a list. And then on completion investigation, you would actually put the actual days lost. This figure is then used in the DIFR calculation and appears on the reporting. You can fill out the immediate corrective action taken. You can choose a category. These categories are set up under utilities as shown in video number 2, and you can define, for every category, you can define the subcategory. If there's an incident where you actually define that an initial Ishikawa is going to have to be conducted, this frame will then appear, and then you can actually choose the relevant tick boxes. The last section before you can actually raise the incident is to complete the risk analysis. You can then put in here a estimated costs in whatever currency you wish to work in. You can then choose a consequence. You can then choose a probability. Let's just change that to make it a high risk. These pull downs are also set up under the utility, and we're going to say this is frequent, can happen daily. The system will then calculate the risk, and as you can see, I've then chosen the consequence, probability and cost, which can give me unacceptable risk. You then simply click on submit. The system will then check to make sure that you actually filled out all the required fields, and if you haven't, it repositions and gives you a prompt, forcing you to fill out required fields so the incident can be saved. When you've completed all the required fields, what you would do is you just click on submit, and the system will save it. It will also look up who the responsible manager is for the relevant department and division, and they will be notified via email. Once it's been logged, it will appear on the incident list as a safety incident. Look at the one I've previously done. Once it's under investigation or it's actually been logged, you can actually upload pictures and documents and any other information you require. To give you some idea how a photo can be uploaded, you just click on the browse button, you click on the next button, you click on the image to load, choose the image from your hard drive, and you say next. The system will upload this picture and compress it at the same time and store it on the server. This just takes a couple of seconds. You can now say finish, and it will actually add it in to your attachment list. You can do exactly the same for documents, and they can be docx's, XLS's, PPS's, PPTX, and PDFs. Depending on the type of incident and the risk involved, it will actually depend what frames appear in the investigation section. Remember in video 2 I showed you there was the risk matrix, the investigation matrix, where you can actually set up for each type of incident and for each category, whether it's low risk, medium, intermediate risk, or an acceptable risk, what has to appear in the investigation and whether it's for safety, quality, health, and environment. This is basically showing you a high risk. It says what happened and why, and it gives you the unsafe act, unsafe condition, which you can then do the check-in and choosing. The investigation Ishikawa, you fill that out. What can we do to fix this? How can we stop this from happening again? And it allows you to do a PDCA. What you can save this investigation at any point in time, or if you wish to, you can complete the investigation and request closure. On every single screen you can make a comment, and this comment is kept as a comment history with a date and time. For each of these incidents, the system will keep a log, and in this log you will see a reassign log every time it gets reassigned, and you can see from this one there's been some auto escalations. And then we have an event log which shows you how it steps through the system. From the instance screen you can also have a shadow copy which actually tells you what's actually happened and at what date and what time and who did it. You can print from the screen, which will actually give you a hard copy print of the incident. It generates as a PDF which you can then save or you can email it. On the prints it will actually include the photos you've attached as well. On page 2. And from this you can actually email it or print it if you require. Every single incident will have a unique number, and that's how it's tracked through the system. If we look briefly at a quality incident, the screen is very much the same, except now we're actually seeing the green coloration because now it's quality, plus we have a quality details format. As you can see, the system is all working on frames, and these frames can be customized to suit your individual needs. So if you have a particular requirement for a format, we can build that into the system and include it as a frame. So when you as a company Y logs in and you go for a quality incident, for example, you will see a specific format generated for you based on our generic format. We will not change the generic format, but we can include extra information as a frame for you. You see here we have a different pull down because it's quality, and we have different subcategories. Again, we have the risk, we have the pictures.